Hey, what's going on, guys? Back again with another video. And in today's video, I'm going to teach you how to love those who hurt you and just love because it's who you are. Right now, in the last video, I did talk about the 4 types of love, and I just want to make a follow-up video to that. I feel like I could have gone more into depth with those last 2 and really give examples on how to go about doing that, because I do understand that it is a tough thing to do. Now, I think from the first, I want to say you want to really start with empathy. Now, empathy is the ability to put yourself in the other person's shoes, right? To think like the other person. And when you think like the other person, right, you're now able to see maybe why the decisions that they're making. And it's very difficult to do, but with practice you get better at it. And I think that has to be the first place you start, right? If somebody does something wrong to you, instead of feeling mad and hurt and upset, if you look at it from their perspective first and say, okay, well, if I was in those shoes, would I do the same thing? And even if you wouldn't do the same thing, at least a lot of times, at least in my experience, you don't feel as upset because you're like, maybe I wouldn't have done the same thing, but I can understand why they had that reaction. So, don't want to make the video too long, so let's get right into the examples. So this will be really a follow-up one. If you saw that first video that I did on vulnerability, if you haven't seen it, I'll put a link in the description below. But if you've seen it, I talked about this one girl who's a realtor, and we're friends, and how I bought her the ticket, right? And I talked about it then, and we'll rediscuss it now. So I bought her the ticket to go to a real estate conference, and she went, and we both went. And I had said then that I didn't buy her the ticket for her to be friends with me. I didn't buy her the ticket for her to go out with me. I just bought her the ticket because she's a new realtor and I knew it would be something that she could benefit from. Right? So now fast forwarding to today, right? That was in October. You're talking 4 or 5 months, right? In those 5 months, we haven't really talked, nor have we hung out. I'm usually the only one who's texting her first how she's doing, how everything's going. And then I also recently found out that she doesn't follow me on Instagram anymore. Now if you were to go back to that day and say, okay, well, if when I bought her the ticket, if I did only buy her the ticket because I wanted to go out with her, or I wanted to be, friends, close friends, if I bought her the tickets for that reason, now fast forwarding back to today, I would not feel great, right? Because I would say, well, man, I only really bought her the ticket to be friends, and that's not really happening, and obviously we're not going out, so I would feel upset, and now she, doesn't follow me on Instagram, right? And because I didn't buy her for those reasons, and I only bought it because I knew it was something that would benefit her, the fact that that has gone on is okay with me, right? I don't need an explanation as to why she chose to unfollow me, right? People are allowed to set up their Instagram account and follow whoever they want to follow and unfollow whoever they want, right? I don't need an explanation, right? I'm okay with how that's going on. And again, even if we were to still talk and she were to ask me for help, I would be right there to help her, right? Because it's who I am as a person. I don't help other people because I want something from them. I help other people because it's who I am as a person, right? It's just the way that I choose to live my life. And, I watch a lot of public speakers, guys like Gary Vaynerchuk, Grant Cardone. So when you watch people like that, you really understand, and it really sinks in, the aspect of helping others, even if they can't help you or they won't help you, but you just do it because it's who you are. It makes you feel really good inside, and also it really eliminates stress because you're being a good person at the end of the day. So there's really nothing for you to feel ashamed of. You always feel good at the end of the day. Now again, right, that was more of the third one, right, where she's not doing anything wrong or hurtful to me, right? She's just not talking to me, right? There's nothing hurtful about that one, right? But, there are times where people do things that are wrong and hurtful to you, right? And, I don't have too many examples of that, but one example of it was I texted this girl that I have a new YouTube channel. I haven't talked to her in probably like 6-7 months, and I had texted her, and this is her response. Wow, that is crazy, right? So she tells me to F off and that I'm pathetic and disgusting, right? Now, again, there's 2 things at play there, right? If I believed any of that stuff, right, I would feel bad, right? I would feel like, wow, like, I can't believe she said those things, and I would internalize them and really feel bad. But I know who I am as a person. I know I'm a very nice person, and, she's just upset, and that's, if she wants to be upset, she could be upset. But I know for me, even if she doesn't like me or doesn't care, or hopes I die, any of those things, that's okay too. It still doesn't affect me. Again, I'm still going to care about her, and I hope that maybe the anger that she has built up, I hope, maybe she gets either help from a therapist, or, maybe the new boyfriend that she's dating, maybe he can help her, feel more at peace and at ease. But again, even though she hates me, right? Like, that was very strong text, right? She hates me. I have no hate towards her at all. I really genuinely hope that, whatever it is she's dealing with that's causing her to be this angry and upset at people, I hope that she, gets over that so she no longer has to live that way. Because I know before I went to therapy, I had a lot of built up anger, and I was angry at a lot of people for no real reason that they did. It's just more if they did something that would bring out my insecurities, it would get me upset. But it's not what the other person's doing, it's the insecurities that I have within myself. So, like I said, I genuinely care about her, even if she doesn't care if I live or die. So, even with that last one, right, it's very difficult to do, right? That's not something that's easy, right? It's not something that, you can just do once and you'll be good at it, right? The next person who does you wrong, it's not going to be easy to think those positive thoughts about them, right? And I understand that, but I think if you constantly work on it, and even maybe if you're better at doing the third one, which is just when you do something nice for somebody and they don't do something nice back, still, understand that you did it because you're nice. You didn't do it to get something back from the person, right? Even just start there, and then as you do that and you get better at that, you'll naturally just progress into being able to be loving and caring about someone, even if they don't care about you. I just wanted to end with this. I do think it's a little funny of a story. So there's this one girl that I was friends with on Facebook. I had asked her out. She ignored it. And then I sent her a couple of my videos. I asked her for her opinion on my videos. She did respond to that. She said, hey, I really like your videos. You got some great content. Maybe just a suggestion to improve the audio, right? And I think that would make a world of difference. And I said, thank you so much. I appreciate it. Now, I sent her a couple more of my videos, and then I asked her out again. And then she responded, right? She's like, I'm not currently dating at this time, right? Well, again, with my cognitive distortions, right? I don't want to mind read, right? So I'll take it at face value. She's not dating. So then I asked her if she wanted to hook up, right? If you're not dating, you can still hook up if that's something that you're open to. She said, no, not at all. I had asked her two questions, actually. I said, well, maybe when you start dating, we can go out. And then she didn't respond. So then I sent her another message, and then I was like, or if you're open to, maybe a more casual relationship, right? So like hooking up, right? And then she responded, she's like, no, not at all whatsoever. But there was really two questions there, so I wasn't sure. So I said, sorry again for so many questions, but maybe when you do change your mind, maybe you'll date. And then she goes, no, not at all, right? More clear this time, perfect. And then I said, okay, thank you. And then I sent her another one of my videos, the last one, right? And I said, let me know how this one is. And then she texts me back and says, please stop texting me. This is too much. Now, I had asked her out. She could have just said no, and she said, I'm not dating currently. Okay, well, if I take that at face value, of course I'm going to ask another question. Now, had she said no, I would have just left it alone. But that's not even the point that I wanted to get into. So, like I said, I had sent her a couple of my videos. She said the content was good, just improve the audio. And now she doesn't even want me to send her the videos. So this one, I just want to share just so you guys can understand. So my YouTube content has not changed, right? It will not change. It's going to come from the same place, which is helping those of you who struggle with anxiety and depression, right? But why does she no longer want to receive my videos, right? It's now because her perception of me has changed. So My advice doesn't change. But if your perception of me changes, then your willingness to listen to my advice does. Does that make sense? Maybe play that one back a couple times to really let that sink in. Again, my YouTube channel is not going to change. The content I give is not going to change. But now, because I asked her out and then I asked her to hook up with me, now her perception of who I am as a person has changed. And because it's changed, she's now no longer wanting to receive my videos. Whereas 3 weeks ago, she told me that I had good content. So do you understand a little bit? So I kind of want to leave you with that just so you can kind of see an example of you just need to be yourself, right? Do what you do, right? As long as you know you're a good person, you're not doing anything wrong to people, just be who you are. People will come in and out of your life, right? Just always be nice to them, right? You don't know what they're going through, but don't let it affect you, right? If they're rude or disrespectful or, they change their opinion of you, that's okay. You just got to understand and know who you are. Again, that's the end of the video. Thank you guys so much for watching. I love you all, and I look forward to seeing you guys in the next video. Have a good one.